Fred, I really appreciate you taking the time to share, you guys' experience about the SOC 2 reports. And
absolutely.
I just want to ask a few questions, if that's okay, because there's a lot of people out there that are still kind of confused about, what this whole SOC thing is. Why did Cbeyond choose to have a SOC 2 engagement when all the rest of the world was talking about SSAE 16?
Sure. Yeah, at the time we made that choice, I think there was, maybe a little confusion. Which should we do? Is it an SSAE 16 SOC 1? Should it be a SOC 2 or a SOC 3? I think since that time, there's been a little bit better understanding. We did our diligence and we made what I believe to be the right choice, and it's certainly the choice we would make now, that a SOC 2 best applied to the kinds of services that we provide to our customers.
Well, let me ask you this. Why did you choose the CPA firm that you did to provide that attestation?
Yeah, sure. So we have an existing relationship with a major accounting firm. They know our processes very well. They are themselves on the cutting edge of SOC 2 auditing, and so we felt very comfortable going with kind of a known quantity, a firm that we had a good relationship with. We're a publicly traded company, so it just made sense to work with an auditing firm that we had experience with.
Well, the next question is a little bit longer, but how do you feel about the AICPA or the CICA's trust services principles? Do they adequately address all of your cloud computing controls, or do you have other controls that you also incorporate in your business, such as the Cloud Computing Controls Matrix or the ISO 27000 controls or PCI DSS?
Sure, that's a great question. First, to the trust service principles, right in the name, right? It's principles, and I think to their credit, the AICPA has tried to put out some broad principles that can apply to a lot of different kinds of services from a lot of different kinds of service providers. As a grouping of principles to adhere to, they are one of the best out there right now. So they're very good for what they're meant to be. I do think that there are more precise standards for specific types of service that can be provided. So as an example, we do some additional standards auditing and standards reporting with regard to things like PCI DSS. And we work with customers very closely who have compliance concerns that they have to meet in terms of PCI, HIPAA, FISMA, and some of the other regulatory agencies. And so we have to then make sure we meet those standards as well. And I'll tell you, it would be great if there were kind of one set of standards that really just applied across the board, so that for the consuming businesses and for providers that we could say, yes, there it is, we've got it, and this independent auditing firm says we do.
Okay, so what does this mean to Cbeyond from a competitive standpoint?
I think it's a really good time for us, to be perfectly honest. I think we got it right, and there are a lot of other providers out there that maybe are still a little confused about what they really should be doing, how they should be messaging it to their customers and prospects. And so for us, now is a good time to be able to, without having to beat, or to pick on any of our competition, we can just draw a line in the sand and say, we do it right, we're audited, we've got the appropriate audit levels for the kinds of service we provide, and we can say that confidently. And I think that's a competitive advantage right now.
Okay, so what has been the reaction from your customers?
I think very positive, right? We are now, and can honestly say, one of the leaders in making sure that in our industry of cloud hosting, that people understand what does a SOC 2 mean, what doesn't it mean, the difference between people that are out there saying, well, we're this such and such certified, or we've, and so for our customers, I think they've been very receptive to say, hey, Cbeyond really sounds like they know what they're talking about.
And last question, what does this mean to Cbeyond customers?
Customers are really just worried about, is my data going to be backed up? Are my mission critical applications going to be available when I need them? And so that's what they care about, right? While it's important for us to comply with the right set of standards and to be audited and for our customers to get a level of comfort about that, what really matters to them is the results of that, right? That we'll be able to say to them honestly, yes, your data is safe and private, and yes, your applications will be available when you need them. And so that's what they're getting from all of this.
Great. Well, thank you very much. Fred
Thank
White
you.
from Cbeyond. All right.
Are you my lady, full of love, dripping with clouds and rainbow tears? Would you come with me one more time? You won't forget the time.